Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Severance. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 3 of season 2 of Severance. Oh, how the plot thickens. So we got a couple episodes, one which was of the innies, one of which was the outies. And boy, did we learn a lot. Now, pretty much from the first episode, I was like, that's Helena. That has to be Helena. It was definitely confirmed in the last episode, especially when there was no little ding on the elevator. Definitely she is infiltrating. Now, I was kind of thinking in my head a little bit that I was like, well, they could all be their outies. Because I was like, you know, like Dylan could really need like a lot of money because it seems like with his home life and him searching for a job and needing health insurance that it seemed like it was really important for him to have that. And I was just like, oh, okay, maybe he would pose as any Dylan in order to infiltrate. And then I was also thinking that Irving could be an outie because he went to go walk out through that door and he's just like, I'm done. It's over with. Dylan kind of talked him out of it, but then he just wanders right back into the room and is just like, I'm fine. And then we saw in the second episode, which I did not have the captions, and I'm glad I got to rewatch it when there was captions, because when he's having the conversation, when Irving goes to that phone booth and he's making a phone call and he says, my innie got the message. I don't know if somebody was standing outside the door and like had something up to the window and was like, don't do it. Or like if he was able to walk through that door, like, and like his outie was able to come back. Like I'm definitely very like, just anytime we don't see something happen on screen and it like, he just happened to be okay after Dylan had that chat with him. Like, I'm not buying it. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not their innies. It could just be my suspicions. Like, I'm sewing a yarn. I am definitely fabricating anything in my mind. Now, the other thing that I was thinking about was, what are we doing? What is Cold Harbor? What is Mark actually doing to Gemma? And I know that the numbers going into the boxes, you know, the frolic, malice, all that stuff is very, you know, it's the principles of Egan. So I was like thinking, I was like, well, why is it so important that Mark finished this with Gemma? And the only thing that I could think of is that like it's successful and that he was successfully either reprogramming her or like rebuilding her. So here's my theory. I don't think anyone's in a coma. I don't think anyone is cloned. I do think that she had brain damage and she was taken down to the testing floor to be used as an experiment. So Mark was really happy in the first episode and his friends were back and, you know, he might have been thinking about Miss Casey or his time being on the outside and it caused him to be happy. So he was doing a lot of happy numbers, right? And we know that Helly was doing a lot of scary numbers because she's like, why are the 5 scary? And so obviously whatever they're feeling in that moment and what they see is coding for whatever programs it is. Now, I don't know if they're all working on Cold Harbor or if it is just Mark and Cold Harbor is Gemma. And it's a ship lost at sea. It's a ship that's on ice. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what Cold Harbor actually means. But, you know, it seems like he is very emotionally invested in the work while he's doing it, and it might be helping Gemma. Now, I don't know if we're necessarily having family members work on family members, but then I was also thinking, I was like, well, why are there 3 other people in MDR? And what does it matter? I don't know if everybody who's on the testing floor is necessarily like Miss Casey, where they can't leave and they're permanent innies. There might be people that come in and they do procedures every single day to help with Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, kind of some sort of brain disease. Because I really think Helly R is working to fix her father, James Egan, because we saw him and he's like, you know, fetid moppet, which I had to look up and that means stinking child. And it seems like the Egans are obsessed with like eternal life or, you know, living like immortality. And so he doesn't really quite seem all there. And I'm like wondering if there's like an Alzheimer's type of thing that's happening with him or a degenerative brain disease. And Heliar is able to, like help fix her father, right? Maybe Irving is, because we saw things about his dad and the photo of his dad and like, the war memorabilia that he had, and maybe it's something with his father. I don't know about Dylan necessarily. Like, that's why I was thinking maybe it's like outpatient. Maybe he can see his wife during the day because she comes to Lumen for treatments. I'm not sure. So like, I'm trying to think of like, what would their emotions matter in this? And if it wasn't for something that they cared about or somebody they cared about, I don't know if that matters at all. But it just seems that like everyone kind of has somebody, or there's like something that's kind of suspicious, like Cobell / Selvig. Like, I guess, what is her mother's name? Caroline? Charlotte Cobell. Like we don't really know what happened to her and why Cobell is so hell-bent on being at Lumen and being close to the severed floor, but we do feel like it has to do with her mother. And then I also had this theory, and I'm just throwing it out there, and it does not mean that it's real. But Rebecca, right, had the wound in the back of her head. All of the people that kind of hang out with Rickon are kind of a little off, right? And they kind of don't think in straight lines. It's kind of wavy. My question is, have they also gone through some sort of procedure, not necessarily a severance procedure, but like, have they gone through a procedure in which they have received the numbers and they've been reprogrammed? It's just a question. I don't know if it is or if it's not a thing, but I'm like, why is this world so weird? And is everybody in this town an experiment? And is Irving trying to burn this shit to the ground? Maybe. Bert showed up there. I mean, Irving was pounding on his door, and I don't know if they're friends. I don't know if they're foes. I don't know if they hate each other, love each other, tolerate each other, saw each other in passing once, maybe. I don't know. But I'm really interested to see where they take the story, especially now that like I feel like we got a confirmation that was Helena, because there wasn't a ding on the elevator, there wasn't a switch that was turned on, and I don't know if Milchek knows about it or if it's just Mr. Drummond, or as I affectionately I guess should call him Crummond because I swore his name started with a C. I don't know who's helping her and who's involved and who's behind it, who knows what. And, am I bad also for falling for every little thing that Milchek says? I was like, it's been 5 months, my goodness. And, oh, they're famous, they're in a newspaper. I just believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth. And here's the thing, he's so suave and he's so just good at capturing you that like you kind of just forget that he is just a liar. And then he smiles, and that's the most terrifying thing you could witness. A milkshake smile is scary as hell. But I also love that Devin, like, didn't seem intimidated by Milchek either. Like, when he's like, you must be Devin, and she was just kind of like, and kind of gave him the business a little bit of like, oh, is it normal for your managers to be lactation consultants? Are you going to punish Marks any? I like that she kind of stood her ground with Milchek, but definitely at the end of the episode when we see Cobell, and Mark confronts her, and she kind of is still just her little line of like, let me guess, there was a pineapple involved. And it's just like, she's so mean to Mark sometimes. And at least she gets to be Cobell up here to Mark rather than Miss Selvig. But when he stops her and he says, does this have something to do with Gemma? And there's that really long pause, and then she freaks out and drives away. I think she so badly wants to say something, but she can't because she'll blow her cover. And I don't know what she's trying to cover. It's like her inside plot to get into Lumen to figure something out and to be on the severed floor and get closer and closer to the testing floor, or like the board, the results board. Maybe her mother's on the board and she's already been fixed and will have nothing to do with Harmony. I don't know. I have no idea. But also she didn't accept Helena's job offer either. She said she would think about it because she knows she's being manipulated. She knows that they're trying to keep her quiet and they're trying to satisfy her by giving her a promotion. You'll get higher up in the company. You'll be closer to Mr. Egan. I feel like she really wants to say something to Mr. Egan. Not quite sure what, but I am so excited to get into this episode, guys. How long have I been doing this? 10 minutes. I'm getting better. I don't know how many of you already skipped forward, but if you did, we're going to start the episode soon. If you didn't, thank you. I appreciate you. And I also appreciate Apple TV Plus for giving me this episode early so I am able to watch it early and just really tear it apart and, show my husband and get his idea, because I'll tell you, I watched the first 2 episodes and then had him watch them. And he, at the end of the second episode, I was like, that's Helena, right? And he's like, what? Where did you get that idea? And I was like, you just watched that and you didn't think that was Helena? And he was like, no. And I'm telling you, Xander didn't either. Who's editing these? So everything's everywhere all at once, apparently. But I'm so grateful that I get these episodes early. I'm not getting all of them early, just a couple of them early, but I do appreciate Apple TV Plus for doing that for me. So guys, no more chitter chatter. Let's get into the episode. So let's go. Ooh, where is this? And why is it always snowy? Can we have Severance during the summer? Jesus! Not funny. Why are you sleeping in your car, girl? Especially out in the middle of nowhere. Get under a tree or next to a building or something. Where is she at and where is she going? I'm glad he has more than just that little picture that he tore up of Gemma that was in his wallet. That was so heartbreaking to watch. Oh. He just started a countdown. Why is he running? Is he hoping that he'll run into somebody else that's on the severed floor? Oh, okay, she's making sure they can't, but he's timing it so he can see how long it takes. But why is he hurrying? Does he have... Well, wait. Maybe he's not seeing how long it takes. Maybe he thinks he only has so long. Oh my god. Okay. Wild. I wonder if he goes back up, if he picks right back up where he left off. I don't know what that was about, but I'm so curious. Yeah, I rewatched this a couple times too. I believe AI makes these, but like the brain, and then the liquid and the running, the babies crawling on the floor, but with the balloon heads, these things. It's so weird. Trying to make sense of any of it's kind of pointless, but... Because it's Helly that's in the testing elevator. Last time I thought it was Gemma, and I don't think it's Gemma. So weird. This is so creepy. So creepy!
Okay, me and Helly will find the goat man and other possible goat people. Dylan, hit the new break room.
New break room? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm in a good groove here, but don't worry about it. I'll get to it.
He wants to get his work done.
We've got you.
Thank you, Helly.
Helena.
Are you sure you're okay helping me out with this?
Nope.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Are we gonna do the thing? Gonna try to do it again? I'm holding my breath. Oof. That was an interesting moment right there. Hey, milkshake. Oop. Yeah, he just left him there to die. He looks so offended. Or irritated. Irritated it is.
You see, I've been thinking, maybe the hallway's really down here.
It is.
Maybe that's where my dreams have been. We could look for it, Dylan. You could accompany me.
Yeah.
Why does Dylan want to work so hard?
Dylan G, come with me, please.
I'm telling you, something's up.
Good morning, Seth.
Oh, goodness. The board is on the speaker. The board never really says
Hello.
much.
The board says hello.
I want to know who the board is. I want to see them.
The board austerely desires for you to feel connected to Lumen's history. To that end, please accept from the board these inclusively recanonicalized paintings intended to help you see yourself in Kier, our founder.
Did they change the welcome screen yet? That would make him feel like really good here. She's so weird. Oh!
Oh.
Looks historical, doesn't it?
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just him and all of the existing paintings. That's not weird at all. This smile, so weird. Gosh, to be part of a cult, to like think that that's like such an honor. Harmony, where are you going? Salt's Neck? Yeah, what's up with that? This woman is so erratic. Where are you going? Is she driving away and then the little breathing tube reminded her to like go back to Lumen? And like what she was doing there, maybe? Are we gonna see some goats? Are they sleeping or are there no goats?
Whoa.
Is that a little hallway for the goats? It is.
Oh, you're gonna...
Yeah, go for it, Mark.
You sure?
Definitely, for sure.
Careful, there's poop.
Okay.
You wanted an adventure, Helena. Here you go. Here you go. What's more of an adventure than a tiny hallway where goats are pooping? Show me the goats! Oh! What a little grassy knoll they have! Oh, that's one of those scary goats. Or is that a person? Oh, yeah. Creepy Creeperson. Oh, God.
Are you here to kill me?
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Mark,
I'm Helly.
and we're with Macro Data Refinement.
Oh, I knew she was in this. I forgot. I totally forgot. What an interesting role for Gwendolyn.
Mammalians nurturable.
Mammalians nurturable? What the hell does that mean? And why do you look like you've had a rough day?
Please, we mean you no harm. We just want to talk.
That was wild and unexpected. He's not gonna see Bert. Oh, this lady.
Felicia, hello.
It's good to see you.
Aw. They both miss Bert. This seems like an awful place, actually.
Wellness. We don't abide such fripperies here.
Fripperies? What's a frippery? I bet she's seen her on the testing floor. Are these like the full-time innies? They seem a little off. Oh my god. It's like a horror movie. What now? What does it all mean? Gonna go see your family? I feel like that was a Milchek manipulation, but he's probably gonna see him through screens anyway. It's not gonna be like he gets to actually see his family.
Is it rude to keep asking why you're a kid? I don't mean to impugn.
No, we all want to know. It's fine.
Why are we going to the security room?
Oh. Why are we going to the security room? Oh. Oh my. There's somebody back there.
Nice sack.
Sorry? I totally did not think that this would happen. Although I don't even know if this is Gretchen, but it sounds like her.
You really don't know me at all? Yeah, Seth warned me that this might be weird.
Who's Seth?
Oh.
Don't you?
Please refrain from sharing information that may be privileged or sensitive. Thank you.
They didn't know Mr. Milchek's real name.
Miss Huang.
Everyone's asking. I think they want to keep Dylan motivated to keep doing work on this floor.
My husband has had trouble keeping other jobs.
He dumb?
He dumb?
He a dick?
No.
What is wrong with him?
Oh, nothing's wrong with him.
Aww.
He never quite found his thing.
She is just wonderful.
Do you want to see a picture of the kids?
I do, but I don't think Dylan needs to see this.
Yeah.
Oh. It'll keep him motivated. That's what this is for.
And we live on a cattle ranch?
No. Oh, that's like very touching.
I worked with Bert for 6 years. And I only ever saw him scared of one thing.
Which was?
He spent 2 hours on his hair the first time he went to visit you.
Really?
Oh, that's touching.
Yeah.
What does he have?
Oh,
Oh. That's so sweet. Is it like a flip book? Oh my.
Oh no, that's not Bert. That's something else. That's just a.
Does she know what it is?
How do you know about the exports hall?
Exports hall.
We send a lot of shipments there. We used to go ourselves.
Do you remember where it is?
Yes. Oh, God. Excuse me, sirs. Oh, you guys look like you're not well. They might be from the export floor, testing floor, permanent innies.
Her name's Miss Casey. She was the wellness director.
Stop that!
Have any of you seen her?
They could kill her if
That's
they find
not
out.
a mammalian's problem.
What is a mammalian?
She had a gentle way about her.
Uh-huh. That's her.
She said my Audi excels at stargazing. Meant a great deal to me.
As far as we know, She was retired just like they say. But if you suspect otherwise, we won't hinder your search.
That's nice. I'm glad Miss Casey meant something to them. Yes, sir?
But before you go, we would like to see your bellies.
Our bellies.
Please.
To see if they have belly buttons? Like that they were born? Not hatched? What? What? Do they have something weird on their bellies?
See? Pouchless.
Ah, the old story about an MDR having pouches.
Okay.
So we're just, yeah.
Delightful.
I'm gonna make y'all proud.
I'm always proud of you, Dylan.
Oh. She's just the sweetest, and I love Merritt Weaver, and I'm glad that she's playing her. Oh.
I love you.
Well, that's motivational. Hopefully that's not manipulative.
So remember Merrick's ear thing? Okay.
Copy that.
And did you do the cookies for Jim's class?
Okay, so they have separate schedules.
Hey, how was the thing?
Oh. Yeah, it was good. Weird good, but good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll see you in the morning. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
She seems like really nice.
Indeed, only wine can achieve this, but it is famously costly, which is why sadness is among the most recurrent issues facing the poor.
Why is she here with Rickon?
Natalie just stopped by to discuss my book, actually.
Oh, it's a joy to meet you, Devin. I'm sure you know by now that your husband's work has found its way onto our severed floor.
Yeah, do we know how that happened yet?
Yeah.
So we've actually moved beyond that.
No. That's a really important question.
The result.
The result.
Rickon's words have had a profound effect upon our workers. We think he's really tapped into something.
Natalie wants to discuss a version of the UUR specifically for innies.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Why can't it just be the
what's
same
wrong with
exact
the current
book?
version?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's fascinating, actually. You, please.
There's a certain verbiage to which innies respond more favorably if we just tweak it here and there.
They were already responding to it positively.
Can I just say, your brother is one of the sweetest members of our severed team.
Yeah, he's a good egg. Okay, 1 hour.
You're not gonna crack Devin. Don't even try.
Well, what was she asking, like, what I'm up to, or?
Nope.
What are we doing here?
Because it's Rickon they're after.
Rickon?
Yep, his book.
What?
Oh my god, I love this.
Well, there's a lot I'm not gonna say.
And that is so appreciated.
What are they doing?
Have you told Rickon what we're doing here?
Are you insane? No.
Okay.
I want to know what you're doing. Tell me.
Okay, so you need to see the after image for like 2.5 minutes.
2 minutes, 18 seconds. It's from the parking spot to the elevator, give or take.
Whoa, what are we doing? Oh.
Shit.
What are they trying to do? Burn the image in his eyes? So then, like, when he goes down, he sees that? Interesting. I like how, like, I try to, like, guess, like, what's going on and what's happening. And, like, I could never tell you any of this was going to happen. Goats?
If you want me back, you must accommodate my needs.
Which are?
Marcus is so close to completing Cold Harbor. I intend to finish the work that I started.
Because of the result, I think they're really close to success.
Milchek must go. He's not equipped for the task. I must be floor manager.
What do they do with Milchek then?
I hear ego, hubris, arrogance. Kier teaches us they only cause pain.
Everything I accomplished, I earned. Not because I was born into it.
Ooh.
Natalie, please see if the board is available.
Like in person? Or over the phone? Is she gonna be like speakerphone? We're not gonna get the board.
Let's go speak with them together.
Oh, please, I want to see it. Britt Lauer is a really good actress because she can play Heliar and Helena very differently. And Helena's very controlled. Obviously, we saw that when her father was yelling at her. But, like, she's just very, like, tame. Come on, Harmony.
Harmony.
Was the bodyguard gonna do something?
36.
Ah!
Jesus Christ!
Are you trying to burn a message to your innie into your retinas because your computer told you that was a brilliant idea?
It's a great shot of her through the windshield.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we get to catch up with Ragabi.
What?
There's an easier way.
Okay.
Didn't seem particularly easy for PD.
Yeah, but he didn't follow instructions.
Did he tell her your wife is alive at Lumen?
Who told you that?
She already knew.
Is Gemma alive?
She was the last time I saw her.
Which was when? Poor Mark. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
How could you not tell me?
We were interrupted, if you recall.
Yeah, she had to kill somebody.
I'm better at it now. I can make it work with you.
Oh, God.
I can sew together a version of you that loves her with a version of you that can...
Yes. Do it.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
You're sure?
He loves her. Come on.
I want to see my wife.
Oh. I want him to see his wife. How is Ragabi able to get to her? They know about Ragabi helping PD. What are we doing? I don't think your equipment should be used to like reintegrate if you have to hit it to make it work properly. Just saying.
The monitors differentiate the 5 brainwave frequencies of the innie and outie. 1 frequency, 2 waves per oscilloscope. The waves aren't in sync. Not yet, anyway. That's what we're here to do.
Interesting. Just gotta get the brainwaves in sync. It literally separates them and severs them. Oh. Oh my. Shit.
You all right?
I don't know, am I?
I don't think so.
What was your mother's name?
Fern Scout.
Did you love her?
Yeah.
What does MDR stand for?
Ooh, different pattern.
MDR.
Mystic.
That's wrong. What is something for which you feel shame?
My dog died. I left the gate open.
Oh my God.
Where were you born?
I'm not sure.
What month is it?
You mean what quarter?
Oh,
Wait.
because they don't have time.
What is your first memory?
I don't know.
Tell me.
It's working!
Hey there. You on the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey. 5 questions. To start out, who are you?
Oh. Oh. Oh my God. Let's talk about it. Okay, so much happened in that episode. How long was that episode? God, it felt like I was sitting here for 2 hours, which is sometimes not how it goes. Sometimes it flies by. We saw Brienne of Tarth on a grassy knoll with goats and goat people. Oh, what did they call each other? Oh, God, the name's already like slipped out of my brain, and I don't have captions, so I can't even think of the word. Like last time I missed Cold Harbor and I thought it was Gold Harbor. I need captions so badly. You guys don't even understand how important it is for captions and this little brain to remember things. But obviously it's Helena that's on the floor. Obviously, like she's intrigued by the idea of Mark and this adventure she gets to go on during the day. But like she is trying to figure out, like with Mark, where Miss Casey is, and then finding out that all these other people had interacted with her and remember her and actually, you know, think of her fondly is wonderful. I don't know if they're permanent innies. I don't think that they would have outies because like they look like they're worse for wear. They look like they are like worn out, and that's not what shepherding goats like looks like. So definitely like they're a little off, probably from not having any other experiences other than being with goats in the grassy knoll with each other. And I would say that like this is probably the first time that I have watched an episode of this show where something kind of threw me off a little bit, and definitely the room like definitely just like looked like a room with a grassy knoll with goats, and then there were some perspectives where like the ceiling looked a lot taller, and then there were other times where it definitely looked like a green screen was happening or like some sort of digital effect, and then sometimes it looked, you know, like very practical. So that was like really the only thing that really kind of threw me off. But definitely I loved Bert going and talking to I want to say her name's Cheryl, but I don't think it is. It's funny because I just watched the BuzzFeed thing where the whole cast like does like the little quiz of like who would you be in Severance, and the guy that plays Dylan was saying something about like wanting to like take that woman out to lunch because they're always having really nonverbal like conversations with nonverbal conversations with each other, and I can't remember her name now to save my life, but the fact that like she very much fondly, you know, still thinks of Bert, and Irving is very much still fondly thinking of Bert and drawing his picture every day, drawing I guess not the testing floor, it's the export door. But they could be exporting innies. That's really weird. But also like Dylan had like his actual wife on the severed floor. I really thought Milchak was going to mess with him a little bit, maybe dangle it over his head, and because he had said something like, if you take it at face value, that's exactly what it is. And again, like they like have to find ways of motivating the innies to do their job to finish. And I don't know if they're all working on Cold Harbor. Again, it could just be Mark, but you know, the fact that they're allowing Dylan to have contact with somebody from the outside world, and the fact that the Audi even knows about it, and it's Merritt Weaver, which I think Merritt Weaver is just absolutely wonderful. What's the kid's names? Jim. The other one is Merrick. I know that one. Ruth. Jim, Ruth, and Merrick. You know, like they like that she had pictures of their children, and it's so funny that they have like the Wild West photo because he's just like, are we on a cattle ranch? Hilarious. But like she's like very soft spoken and sweet and was very kind to him and like said I love you to him and like I'm always proud of you. Like I feel like she might have just been saying it because like maybe it was a more attentive version of her husband, because it doesn't seem like he's all completely like present in the family all the time. Which I think a lot of people, like, they have to have time to like check out, but he gets to check out all day long at work, and then he comes home and it seems like he's not very engaged. It seems like she very much is, so like maybe she got a different version of her husband where she was just like, wow, it was like really nice that we got to talk to each other for 18 minutes, because it seems like, they might catch each other coming in and out of the house when one's going out or going to work, the other one, is home with the kids, and vice versa. That was really interesting. Hella manipulative though, because what it's supposed to do is like help Dylan to want to work harder. And I totally forgot about that little carrot dangling over his head. I'm still thinking about my theory about him being his outie, which now is debunked. But like I was just like, why is he working so hard? Is it because he's his outie and like, he wants like, I don't know, to please the higher up so he gets more money and health benefits and all this stuff? No, he's doing it so he can see his family. That's how you motivate Dylan. I don't know how we motivate Irving other than to let him go places and talk about Bert, and then him wanting to continue the work to maybe still have those feelings. But now he knows that people know where that export/testing room door is. I can't wait to see what happens next. But Natalie sitting there with Rickon and talking about his book and how it's resonating with the innies, and then saying they want to change it. They don't want the book to cause an uprising. And they still want to give the innies some form of motivation that maybe isn't Kier. I could see Rickon really loving this idea because he's so easily swayed by the idea of being loved and people like thinking his work is great and revering it. And so he's definitely been taken in. And it's funny because Devin was even just like, oh yeah, no, they're after Rickon. Like they know they can't get me. 100%. There's no way. Devin ain't having it. Her and Mark working on that thing to like try to burn like a message into his retinas. I was like, oh my God, will that work? That's interesting. Oh my God. And Ragabi showing up and being like, you're an idiot. Like that's not going to work. And these are the reasons why. Let me integrate you. Let me reintegrate you. And, like I thought maybe he'd like want to think about it, talk with Devin. But as soon as he found out that Gemma was alive and Ragabi knew about it and was going to tell him before she had to kill Grainer, but like he's an immediate yes. No question. That man loves his wife so much. Oh my God. And I don't know what condition she's going to be in. I don't know if reintegration is going to affect his ability to work in MDR and get the numbers and do whatever that is doing for her and for whatever people are on the testing floor, or for whatever reason they need to collect these numbers and put them in those specific boxes, other than to create. I don't know if it's personality. I don't know if it is. Or it might, like I said, like I know the Egans are kind of obsessed with immortality, and I feel like it's a way to help Jaime Egan not lose his mental clarity, focus, whatever it is. And if Cold Harbor works, then they can help other people that way. But like, let's not get it twisted. They're going to help other people after they help everyone else that has money, because that's what makes the world turn, right? Rich people are always favored over top of anybody else because money talks. But like their ultimate goal is to make Lumen successful and to make the Egans immortal. And to keep that family line or that whole mentality just going and building this Lumen machine and this Kier town, and like just keep it going over and over and over and bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's definitely not for like, our grandmas and grandpas, like the arm and a leg it would cost for something like that to happen, to help somebody, fix their brain. Again, I'm going off on a tangent of my own thoughts, my own theories, but like that's kind of where my head is. Which, I mean, like, I don't know if I would be opposed to it if it gave me better mental focus, better mental clarity. I mean, I couldn't think of the word the fire extinguisher earlier. I was like, hydrant? What am I thinking? I could not think of the damn word. And it took me like 3 hours later. I was like, oh, extinguisher. That was the word. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I do need like, a little fixin' in the back of my head. Would I ever be severed? Absolutely not. But I'm still trying to figure it out. And like that's my leading theory. I could be completely wrong and completely off. But the fact that Cobell was driving around, I don't know if she was escaping Lumen, escaping this town of Kier, wherever it may be. I don't know exactly what Salt Neck was. I don't think that there's a town out there called Salt Neck. And then like she had her mother's breathing tube next to her, and it made her turn around and head back. And I don't know if it's because she didn't want to give up on the possibility of whatever that means, right? If she leaves Lumen and she's no longer involved with MDR, then, whatever the breathing tube is, like she can't figure that out. She can't make it happen. Her going back and kind of threatening Helena a little bit is not smart. Mostly because don't show all your cards. You could be like, I really want to be involved in MDR and Cold Harbor. And, Helena telling her just like, that's arrogance. That's ego. Those are not the principles of Kier. It was a way of like shaming her. Like, how dare you want to feel like that? Like, that's not our teachings. That's not what you were taught. And telling her that like she has overestimated her importance and underestimated, her gifts and like her blessings. And I don't know if like the call to Natalie and the board, if that was legit or if that was like a code for like grab Cobell and snap her neck in the parking lot to the bodyguard, because that was a big freaking dude. And Cobell like definitely didn't feel safe in that scenario. I don't know. I feel like now she like really ruined her chance to come back. But I don't know. There's some people out there saying that she was working with Ragabi to stop Severance or to help reintegrate, or I'm not quite sure. I don't think so, but I have no idea where. I couldn't have told you any of this was going to happen. I would never have thought Mark would be attempting reintegration in episode 3, that Gwendolyn Christie would be a goat shepherd with a bunch of weirdos that I personally like. I find them interesting and I'd like more of that. I'd like a whole show of that. A whole episode of just the goat people would be great. But like, I couldn't tell you any of that. I would never have guessed that Cobell would go and drive off on her own, that Ragabi would show up, that Rickon's book would actually be something that Lumen wants to put on the severed floor, even though we don't know really what that version would be. I wouldn't think Dylan would have been able to sit and hang with his wife, and that she would have been so kind and nice to him. And it's just that none of this is anything that I would have expected out of this episode, but I'm so glad that I got to see it. But guys, if you want to watch the full length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below and give me all your theories. I want all your theories. All of the conspiracy that you can come up with. I want it all. You guys have been sharing some amazing stuff anyway in the comments, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's true about like cloning people and like the goat brains being like severed, or like that those brains get transferred into somebody else. Like, what was that name of that movie? Was it Get Out? Where they were gonna do that at the end. Like, there's so many things that I have read and heard, and like I'm just like, I never thought of that, but this is my theory. And there's so many theories that people have come up with and they have shared that have either been debunked by the producers and even the actors, the writers, Ben Stiller himself. And then there's like some stuff that they've never mentioned that people have said, and I'm like, this is curious. So I'm just really, now I was like, it's all outies on the severed floor except for Mark. But I really meant MDR. But like pretty much the end of the last episode with the dings and everything kind of proved that that wasn't true. And then even starting this, I was just like, there's no way Milchek is gonna like let Dylan like meet his wife. And for sure, that's his wife. And for sure, he got to meet her. You know, and then Milchek with the paintings, like that was weird. Like I feel like they're trying to manipulate Milchek. And then we still don't know anything about Miss Wong. Everyone's like, why are you a child? And like, even Gretchen was like, why is there a child here? I want to know. Is it so people don't find her threatening? Or like, is like, a lot of people were saying that it was like Gemma's clone. It was Gemma and Mark's daughter. Not all Asian people are related. I just want to throw that out there. I get why people would kind of want to come to that conclusion, but like there's something else going on there. Absolutely something else going on there. I'm curious to see what it is, and I'm really excited for the next episode. So guys, come back here for that, and in the meantime, I'll see ya. Share all of your theories with me. I want to know everything. All right, bye.